It's a very cool concept. The idea is that there are many applications. Customer service is the prototypical example, but even things like business users accessing data, or honestly, even search, okay, you can think of as falling into the same bucket. The idea is that the modern AI application has a data repository. This repository can be empty in the beginning, it gets added on. But now imagine a human assisted loop for something like customer support, where if there is a question that comes from a customer, you consult with the data repository, see if it's an already known question. If it is, you generate an answer and send it to the user. This is interactive, this is beautiful, this is quick. On the other hand, if you're not confident about the answer, you route it to a human and say, hey, can you suggest us an answer? And when that answer is given, this pattern repeats itself in many cases, where as people use the product, it gets better. By the way, if this sounds familiar, it is. In the sense, this is one of the biggest signals that helps Google search. I tell people that the best search result for a query is one that everybody else in the world has said is the best result for the query. And so that's the power of the feedback loop, except that with AI, you're also generating new content. So as I said, something like Cortex Analyst has a similar model. We have answered some questions. We are unsure about some questions. Let's send that off somewhere, have a human assist, and that makes the core product strong. To me, this is a pattern that we absolutely see, for example, in things like customer support use cases that people have written on top of AI, because that is very, very amenable. Jensen's larger vision, which I agree with, is that, repositories that include, for example, our processes. How did we pitch a particular product to a customer within Snowflake, for example, now becomes part of this data repository. So if a new person that came to Snowflake says, I want to pitch, Cortex Analyst to a new user, what are things that I should say? Use the repository to give an answer. And if there is a new use case where there is not an answer, you get an expert to write the answer, feeding back into that repo. So it's a different way of thinking about how does AI become not only like an interlocutor to information you already have, but is part of a flywheel that creates new information. This is a pattern that we repeat to our customers in terms of how they should be thinking about AI applications as well.